My name is Waffle Kozik.
My name is BJ.
My name is Astro.
Let's get buzzed.
Pump it up. Just pump it up. Pump it up. You came to get it. You came to get it. More than 5 O's in your bank to get it.
So tell me a little bit about this round. Now that we've kind of gotten over the kind of new audience, or maybe we haven't gotten over it, but how has this week been different to what you guys have been through before on this show?
For us, it's like we make a lot of Instagram videos like similar to like performances that we do. So it's like we're used to not having an audience. Like if you had a mic while we were recording, you would hear us hyping each other up. Like our dance style is very energetic. So with the audience or without the audience, we always bring that energy to ourselves. Like we don't need an audience. It's just a bonus.
And then what was the motivation behind what you guys did last night?
I feel like, well, me personally, I feel like the motivation for us was each other. It's like you just see one person going like, yeah, he just did everything. Let's go. I'm not about to mess up. I'm not about to be that one.
That's exactly how we feel.
Like everybody, you see everybody doing perfect, and then it's like, yeah, I gotta do me next.
It gets even more hype. Like, yeah, my part coming up. Yeah, it's that time.
Like, see, just explaining this just now just gave everybody
energy. You just see like it just changed our whole energy of the interview. Like it just got us hype, muscle memory. Like you just put us back into that situation.
For you, Daneliya, Jessie J is a very hard artist to kind of copy, and you nailed it. Yeah. Were you nervous, especially because there's some notes up there that you kind of had to go for?
Thank you so much. I think before America's Got Talent, it was like really hard song, like Who You Are. But now I think I really grown up like singer. So it was like pretty okay. Well, it wasn't easy, but when I first started learning this song, it was really hard. But then I just sang the song like a lot of times. So when I performed, I was absolutely prepared for the performance. So yeah, Jessie J is very, very talented, and her song is really hard to sing. But I'm very proud of myself that I did it, and I think I did it really good.
Awesome. All right. And then Kandi, of course, you said you wanted to show a different side. Do you feel like you got to do that and that you're going to continue to do that? And also, where did you shoot your performance?
I feel like I haven't gotten to show the side that I want to show, the side of if I make it to the finals. That's why I'm so excited. But my performance was shot in the neighborhood by the house on Leave It to Beaver. So that was really cool.
Awesome. And then Bad Salsa, for you guys, what does it take every week to just prepare and make sure that you are ready, especially because it's two of you?
It's really hard for us to get into such routine and get ease. When the audience see us, it should look very easy and easeful and graceful. And we know we don't want to make mistakes that the audience could see and react accordingly. So we have to train very hard for that. And shooting back in here in Mumbai and it's very great because the people around are great, and we had a blast shooting over here. And everybody from the whole America's Got Talent team has been very supportive. And they pushed us very finely, and so that we could perform and we couldn't make any faults.
All right, awesome. And so what has the feedback been like for you guys for this week? Not just from the judges, but from the people closest to you, your friends. What has everyone been saying? And we can start with Daneliya.
Okay. My family watched the show, and they were so proud of me because they miss me like a lot. But I really love them that they give me so much support. And of course, my followers send me like a lot of good messages, and they were supporting me like a lot. So yeah, I had a lot of nice messages and feedback.
Awesome. And then Kandi, what about you? How's it been?
Really good. I've had so many lovely comments from all of my followers as well. They so far they really liked the song choice, and they thought the message was perfect for the time we're in right now. And my family got to watch it, and they were so excited. So that meant so much to me, and I really felt the song, and so I've had a lot of good feedback. So.
All right, and Bad Salsa, what about you guys?
So our families were very proud after seeing the performances, and they felt very happy, and they blessed us with their blessings. And elsewhere in every social media platforms and wherever we get the chance to see what our fans and followers said, and it was really great to see comments like it was a supersonic performance, and performance that the world has never seen before, and comments like that have really boosted up us, and we feel very blessed and honored to be able to perform and get such comments.
Awesome. Okay, well, thank you guys so much. And of course, I hope to talk to you guys again. That would mean that you have moved on, so that's great. And so I'll see you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let me just start by asking you guys, of course, we are back. And you kind of gotten used to the no audience thing, so should be a little bit more comfortable. How has it felt this time as opposed to when you were just kind of new to everything?
Go ahead, Selena. It's different. When like my first audition, I had the audience there, and for me, I always feed off of the crowd. So when I hear them cheering, it's like it just gives me that motivation to just go harder. But not having them and us performing on the back lot and just watching it back, it's different. It's different for me for sure.
I think we've made this big adjustment to, perform, really connect to performing through the camera, like that you're performing for an audience at home, and the whole crew that's around and the people that are there, making sure that you're doing, you have everything you need to do your best. So there is a little bit that you get to perform for people that are around, but they've got like their little headsets on and they're just like moving the cameras and stuff. But I don't know, it's amazing. Yeah, we've really adjusted. We've really adjusted from going from full audience, 3,000, 4,000 people to staying connected as an artist on stage.
All right, awesome. And then for Celia, individual questions, but for Celia first, what went into your song choice? I noticed kind of across the board, the song choices were very, very soulful this week. And I just wondered for you in particular, what went into that, what you were thinking when you chose that song?
I've always loved this song, and I'm dealing with something personal. So I knew that connected with the song, and that I was going to be able to deliver a performance that really is emotionally connecting with people that are watching. So, and it was a song that I knew, because the last song I didn't know so much. So this one I was able to do my own thing with it, and I think I'm proud of the outcome.
All right. And for Voice of Our City Choir, in your music, do you aim for each performance to always make sure there is a message? Is that something that's like kind of done on purpose?
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. And deciding on which song, there's so many songs that have a great message. So I'm really glad that we chose David Bowie. David Bowie is such a king to me, such an amazing artist, so inspirational, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So getting to sing one of David Bowie's tunes was like, wow, on national television with the choir. It's amazing.
Awesome. So if you guys had, and this is for both, if you had a Vegas show, what do you think would be your kind of kickoff or headline, or what would you start with that very first week, that very first show? What do you think you'd choose or kind of want? And we can start with Selena.
Wow, that's tough. I never picture myself getting that far, so I don't even think I've thought that far ahead. But that would be amazing. That would be amazing, just to sing in front of people and have that residency. Yeah, I just honestly, I haven't thought that far ahead, to be honest. So.
I'd want Selena to do a bunch of awesome, sweet, romantic ballads and like be like, oh, like this with the audience and all, taking us on a journey, a 2-hour journey.
Oh yeah.
Roses. Yes.
You gotta visualize. You gotta visualize.
Yeah, yeah.
But Voices of Our City Bar, what do you think would be the kickoff for the?
Well, we write music, and I think that we would start with an original, and I think we would start with probably our Sounds of the Sidewalk, which is kind of like our little golden buzzer, you know, moment that got us into this competition. But something that's our like message, you know, like, hey, here we are, and then weave in all these beautiful stories of choir members. You know, Casey's like one example of being her own songwriter and her own, you know, artist. So each choir member has like their own jam and their own song. So we lift each person up and give them the spotlight and give them the mic, and then we're singing with them. So yeah. Now,
out of curiosity, if you had to choose someone to collaborate with for both of you, whether this is in your Vegas show that we're envisioning or just even on an episode if it went that way, who would you choose to collaborate with whether that be a celebrity or not?
Oh, celebrity, Alicia Keys.
Oh, there's no hesitation. It's like Alicia Keys.
No hesitation for that, because I'm a pianist too, and I think that, you know, us playing the piano on stage, our voices would mesh together well, and I've just looked up to her my whole life. So definitely Alicia Keys for sure.
All right. Well, what about Voices of Our City?
I'd have to say Stevie Wonder.
Ooh, this needs to happen now, because now I need to see this happen. So.
Well, yes. Well, actually, my brother, who's studying to be a doctor and a scientist, he's studying like the retina, and because his daughter, my niece, is blind, and they have the same visually impairment disorder that Stevie Wonder has. And so we sing songs by Stevie Wonder. My brother's studying how to fix the issue. He's like, can't we make this thing happen? Like, we got to get Stevie to know about the choir and do like a whole thing. So that's our dream. That's our dream.
Asking you guys, okay, so we've kind of gotten over the nerves of the no audience thing, I think, a little bit. Have we? How has it been, you know, kind of doing this again, but being a little bit more familiar?
Yeah.
And we can start with Max, because you're first on my screen.
Sure. I don't know if I would call it nerves of the no audience thing. It's just unusual, you know, like everyone in any job right now, we're adapting to, you know, kind of a virtual world. For me, it's been a fun challenge. Like, how can I incorporate that audience into my act, and how can I create something that's never been seen before as a result? So kind of leaning into the moment with both the virtual crowd and even getting the viewers at home involved. So I've actually really enjoyed it. You know, as a live performer, I certainly miss a crowd. You know, it's just such a completely different experience as a performer. But yeah, like everyone, kind of adapting to it. And certainly it's one of the most memorable seasons of America's Got Talent of all time. And I'm pretty proud to be a part of it, because in spite of everything happening in the world, we're managing to make some really entertaining television. I think it's pretty cool how AGT and all the acts have adapted.
All right. And Brett, what about you?
Yeah, you know, it's, I gotta say, like, you know, my whole basis of what I do is built off audience reaction and interacting with said audience. So without it, and performing for 3 people, it's very challenging. So with this piece specifically, I kind of constructed it with the idea that the audience that I'm performing for is at home. So there, you know, it's just a different way to structure what you do and how you do it. Like with us versus singers, you know, everybody, you know, when you record a song, you're in a studio. There's not an audience there. And then the people that are listening to that song are driving around in their car. You know, they're by themselves. So like it's a completely different thing for variety acts like us and the other types of talents on the show. So it remains challenging, but it's not impossible.
All right, good. And then Jonathan, what about you?
I think Brett's exactly right. You know, the nature of what we do is we have to be able to create and adapt to the environment that we're in. And so creating something that works specifically for the people at home is kind of now the task, which it wasn't necessarily. If we had all been in the previous season, we would probably be doing different material, and I love it. I don't really get nervous by my nature. It's sort of part of my job description, and so it's just been a lot of fun to actually play on the scale that the TV show affords us.
All right, and then some individual questions for you guys. For Max, what is your prep time like for your acts? Like, how much time do you spend even on the set preparing and just before?
All of it. I think the pace here for all of us is very quick. Even if you know what you're going to do coming in, your energy week to week is spent preparing for that performance, which at that moment is the biggest performance of your life. And then the following week you turn around, you do it all over again. So, on the one hand, I've been preparing for this my whole life. It's a combination of everything I've learned in every situation I've been in, what I know about people, what I've done on stage in the past, but then also what I can do given this great stage that AGT gives us. So my prep time right now is 6 days, assuming I move into the finals. But at the same time, as any performer, you're drawing from your entire life and your entire career. So I've had ideas about what I would do given I made it to the finals. But that decision will be made this afternoon, and then I'll get to work. But even when, we're not on stage rehearsing officially, all the time that I have, I spend, in my room or over video chat rehearsing with friends, just trying to make sure that it's as good as it can be given the time that we have.
Awesome. And then Brett, for you, how do you come up with each next act, especially now that you've mentioned to me that, you kind of have to tailor it differently for a different kind of audience. So, I mean, different people visualize differently and kind of, have different methods. What's yours?
So I've had a very bizarre time growing up and a very bizarre career. I've done a lot of very strange things. And I work off all of that. So, there's a book that Houdini wrote many years ago called Miracle Mongers and Their Methods. And that was like my Bible when I was a little kid, reading that and learning about the human aquarium, the guy who would swallow frogs and bring them back up. Learning about fireproof men and just all these strange types of performances that are super intriguing that you never see anymore. So my whole thing is like, all right, well, there's this skill that no one has done in 150 years. Let's see if I can figure out how to do it.
Awesome. All right. And then for Jonathan, how do you come up with something that you've never done before? How do you prep for something that you've never done before? Because you said that this is something that you haven't seen. And how much more danger can you bring?
Well, I play with people's fears and their phobias. So, we've done fire, we've done crossbows, we've done heights. So, it's really, for me, it's a really visceral thing. What are the elements that I want to kind of include in it? It's a very different challenge. Prepping for me, especially on the scale of the thing that we did last night, is a very different challenge because I can't rehearse. I don't have two 80-foot cranes in my front room, and so all I can do is practice the individual elements of it, and then we have to put it all together on the day, and so that in itself is a whole different kind of challenge. But I was doing all of that. I was practicing hanging from my teeth in the gym, which bizarrely I would at least have expected to get some strange looks, but people didn't pay me the slightest bit of attention, which I thought was quite funny. But yeah, it's not an easy thing to do, and if I get through to the final, same thing. That's my final stunt is even bigger than the thing that I performed last night, and really not something that I can do at all until I'm there.
Right.
So it sounds a little bit too like you guys are kind of competitive with each other. Who would you say is the most competitive? Who's always trying to outdo the others?
Him.
Yo,
He didn't even say anything. Like,
I guess I'll say myself.
it's
All
like
right.
if you mess up, he's the one with the sassy comments, the one that got
Yeah.
something always to say. Like,
Trying to make sure everybody on point.
so in practices, you know, given that you do have this competitive spirit and you want to be perfect, do you guys sometimes kind of get any kind of agitation with each other, or is it always just teamwork makes the dream work?
100% agitation. Like,
That is regular. We are brothers.
Mhm.
We are brothers.
See, we're brothers. We go through this every day. It gets really intense sometimes till we almost about to have fights, but we always bring it back together because we all love each other at the end of the day. It's just that we all have one common goal, and there's a whole bunch of egos.
Exactly.
it's a lot of passion, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if you guys have your Vegas show, right, and you are allowed to bring in someone to collaborate with, like a celebrity or something like that, what do you think you guys would do for your Vegas show with your kind of celebrity opening act? Who would that be?
It's too many artists. Like, you can say like somebody like Chris Brown. You could come up with a collaborative dance routine. Like somebody with Drake, you know, he's funny. You could get something acting going on. You could just,
or we could just have somebody that don't dance or anything and just incorporate them. It could be Will Smith or something, and we could just make it work because we're so creative. Our dance is based off of creativity. That's why every time we get a new set, we look around and we find something to use. So it could be anybody, Will Smith, Jaden Smith, Barack Obama. We're gonna make it special, and we're gonna make it make sense.
I love all the options, by the way. You said Will Smith and I was on board, then you said Barack Obama and I'm definitely on board. So what's harder to you guys, performing on the AGT sets or in the street?
Definitely performing on AGT sets because we're not used to competitions. We're performers. We're used to like just showing everybody the good time.
Right.
We're not used to comparing and competing with other people.
We come from a dance where we used to battle each other.
We come from the streets, so I mean, the streets is.
So it's different when we never battle. We rarely battle as a team. So it's really different, like how you said. So it's really more tougher because we all dance differently as we are freestyle dancers. So we'll be doing the same movement. Like, okay, we have a basic move called the toe wop, and everybody has their different sorts on the toe wop. So we'll all be doing this toe wop, but now we got a choreographer, and now he's like, yo, you got to use the same leg. Everybody got to use the same leg. So it's way more harder
and
challenging, but it's making us become better dancers.
All right, and so for the next rounds, if you guys get to the next round, what do you plan to bring? If you can tell me, maybe it's a surprise. I don't know, but what do you
said
guys
earlier? You know what season is right now, right? You know, it's NBA season, it's basketball season, it's playoff season. You know, so we're gonna do what we gotta do. We're going to the finals.
Game 7.
Just
know we're gonna bring a lot of vibes. Just know. For all age groups, everybody's gonna be feeling it. Grandmas, little babies.
It might not feel like we told you enough, but we did.
I'll be watching. Yeah. And for the last question, what's the reception been like? And not necessarily from, you know, obviously the judges or whatever, but from your hometown, your friends, your family. Even if you have some haters, like, what are people saying?
Oh my God.
We don't like to pay attention to negative comments because you're always gonna find that one person that got something bad to say.
Right.
So
100.
that doesn't bother us, but like the feedback we've been getting from home and from a lot of people is just like, it's very loving. We getting all the crying phone calls. Oh my God, you guys are so amazing. It's like we have a lot of support from our dance community, which means a lot because it's like you don't want to try to do something where people don't even respect you.
Yeah.
So like to have that love and support from home, to have that love and support from our dance style, it means a lot.
Yeah. And we also understand that too, that we're doing a new dance called Life Beat. These people don't understand it completely. So we have bigger moves. So sometimes we try to dumb them down because everybody's not on our level yet with the moves. So people are going to say little things because they don't understand it. But as long as we know we doing great and we putting on, and the people that we mostly putting on for at home is loving what we doing, that's all we need right there. we've been through enough in our lives. We come from the hood, you know. We had to do a lot to make it out and to be even on AGT. Right. So those little comments is nothing. We've been through worse.
Thank you, guys. I hope to speak to you again. Obviously, if I do, it'll mean great things. So thank you for having me.